Is this on? We on here?
I guess so.
We on the internet?
It's streaming through the air.
Yeah.
Right now,
we're already pretty spammed. Looks like there's one in the chat. So
cool. I might as well quit.
I think it's actually my other browser, though.
You know, it's something I was thinking about the other day.
Is that it? Your dog? We'll be right back. Just a small domestic dispute amongst Anthony's dogs. Glock 30 fan. Don't know who you are. Good morning. What were you thinking about?
Someone's at my door. eBay tape.
How much did you get?
Got enough tape for probably a year. Huh? Hey, what's up, Glock?
I said, how much tape did you get? Who is Glock?
Tim.
30? Who is that?
I think it's Tim. Is that right, Tim?
Never seen him in here before.
He jumps into the live with Beard and Authentic. He's fun. Yep, Tim. Hey, what's up, Harry? You had one. That sounds good, Harry. It sounds like you probably got some deals. It's raining here, so there's no estate sales or anything. Sucks. Yeah, look at. You see. I got 2 of these, just like this. 12 rolls. It's like $31, and I get a $25 coupon, so it cost me $6.
Nice.
Are you studying spreadsheets?
Yeah, I'm doing something. I
got to figure out my budget right now. Leave me alone.
I pulled up Reddit on my I pulled up Reddit because I had stuff saved to talk about.
Yeah.
And you didn't want me to look at my phone anymore, so I was trying to have it on the screen, but I can't find the saved posts on the desktop or the laptop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know where it's at on my phone, but it's in like a different place. So
gotcha. No worries. Well, it's just that when you were doing them, you were looking down, and then so your voice goes down. So
I know, and now I'm staring off into space, looking at something else.
You're looking through us.
Yeah, I know. What the heck? Where's it at?
I knew he was a devil.
Yeah. Saved.
Coleman's? Nice. Did you see what you probably didn't see, but Harry picked up literally a corpse this last week.
I found it, by the way. I got it ready. A corpse?
Yeah. It was vintage, so
This looks pretty old. What? Seriously, like, what's up with the corpse?
Yeah, it was a skeleton in a coffin. It had its toenails on it still.
And what? Like, he was just digging in a graveyard, or it was in a thrift shop, or it was in an antique shop? Like, there's so much more to the story. I don't know.
I guess you got to watch the video there, Jason.
Yeah. I was out robbing some graves looking for jewelry.
It was so weird because they must have used it for
diving to the next level, right? Dumpster diving. Yeah. I remember my first week we call them.
Graveyard diving. It's a new thing.
Grave robber.
Hey, I want a lot of views.
Dumpster diving, grave robbing, funeral crashing, whatever.
He doesn't need the body anymore. You can sell bones.
I found some skull collectors. Whatever. Sell anything. I don't care.
I'll go put the skulls right next to these stuffed rats.
Oh yeah. Oh. Ooh. Yeah. That's funny.
Nice. I pick up stuff like that. Gosh, the tape, yeah. Well, I get it. The only reason I get that is because I get $25 free from eBay, so it cost me $6 for 12 rolls of eBay tape.
You get that every quarter, right?
Well, I've gotten the last 2, but I'm not going to need any for ever. But it's because I don't really want their stuff because their cardboard's too thick and too heavy.
So why don't you just get more tape and then sell that on eBay? Because I've seen people do that.
A lot of people do, yeah. You make my money back somehow. If you sold it one at a time, you'd probably make your money back. But the shipping, anyway. The other stuff they have on there is like even their poly bags, poly mailers. They're like too nice, so then they weigh too much.
Mm-hmm.
So everything's. I don't really like their stuff, but that's just me. It'd be fun to see if Harry retired and he's every day he was doing treasure hunt. He finds I don't know how he does it. My Facebook here is so terrible. There's rarely anything. If you do inquisitive.
You mean your Facebook Marketplace thing?
Yeah, what did I say?
You just said my Facebook.
Yeah.
Like your page.
Facebook Marketplace, it's just if I do find anything, they're like, oh yeah, that's gone 2 years ago. Why is it still there?
Yeah.
The only problem is you have to get to where you have to make yourself sell stuff that you don't want to sell. That's what sucks when you're a collector like Harry.
What does Harry do? His job?
He is actually a brain surgeon. He works at the hospital.
Yeah.
And
well, I can see why he'd want to go grave robbing then.
Yeah. He likes to experiment. He works at a hospital. He's like, I'm not sure exactly what he does. I think it's classified. Yeah, Glock comes into Authentic and the Beards live chats because we talk NFL. It's just fun. They have a fun chat, man. I love those guys. I even if I didn't like football, I would watch it just because it's interesting. They're fun. They're just fun.
Medical gas dude.
Yeah, like the skeleton had like the ribs were like tied together with like metal or something to keep it together. So it must have been used as like a, for medical purposes to show people the bones or whatever. I don't know. It was weird.
But where did it come from?
I can't remember. I forget what it was.
And it's unanswered right now.
You have to watch the video. The weirdest part is when it still had its toenails.
It's on Amazon. It's available right now.
It's in the link below.
But
it still had like black toenails. You could still see. It's like, oh.
That reminds me. I was funny internet comment the other day. Read somebody that said it's funny how we don't have any nerves in our toenails or fingernails, and we take that for granted. I thought that was very true. They're I think they're under there, but they're not like in the actual. Just think how often you like smash your finger and it doesn't hurt. I mean, if you do it too hard, yeah, it's gonna hurt. But
well, yeah, and never be able to trim them. Ugh.
It hurts so bad. You have to put your fingers to sleep. Yeah, I'm going in for surgery this weekend. Getting my nails trimmed.
Got tortured again. Yep.
Be off for about a week. Pretty rough. Why do they just keep growing though? Why don't they just stay the way they are? Is it because they get crushed and you need like new material to grow out to protect your fingertips, or they need to be longer so that you can like rip bark off trees and de-skin animals? If you're going to eat them,
it's the climb.
Reasoning behind our fingernails.
I'm guessing the climb. That's just a guess.
So like you climb something and then you rip part of them off in the climb and they just grow out longer so you can climb next time.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. You can rip them right off.
Yeah. Unless you pull them out of the like the meat, that hurts. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, when your hands are underwater and you get all bumpy and like, you know what I mean? Like it starts getting ribbed.
Prunish.
It's supposed to help you with grip underwater. It's literally for a purpose.
I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Look it up.
Is Tommy here?
Morning Onion.
Tommy
Brought
here?
to you by Bluegrass Picker.
You're like the guy from Anchorman. What did he say? He's like, he says that one was an old ship, and they're using some word.
San Diego means a whale's vagina. No, it doesn't.
He says something, and it's like they said some word, and he's like, "That's an old ancient ship." I'm like, no, it's not. I don't remember the word though.
I hear. Yeah, I didn't see as much in there this year. Yeah, it must have come out of like a medical institute.
I sell their skeleton for like $20.
Oh, wow.
Listen, hey kids, I don't have a lot of retirement, but I just want you to know when I die, I'll be getting about $20. So
you got Abe Lincoln in your pocket, bub.
I got it all set up. It's going to come to all of you guys, all 4 of you, the beneficiaries. So you'll each be getting 5.
Couldn't you sell your kidney for 100 before you die? You don't need it.
You're going to die anyway. Of them. I sold part of my liver, 1 kidney, gallbladder, my appendix. So we're probably going to be getting about $50 for my body when it finally ceases to be alive. So you're welcome. Put that into a nice growth stock mutual fund and just let it grow. And yeah. Did you get a hole burned in it? I feel like you could have drilled that.
I've done that, but not obviously that bad.
I had some kind of gross, like a hangnail that got like super like infected or something, and my finger was like twice the size that it was, and it hurt so bad. And I was like 19. This is back when I worked at the restaurant, and I remember I kept whining about it. I was like, God, my finger hurts so bad, and it was really swollen. And I was telling the manager Lisa about it, and she was like, "Do you want me to lance it?" And I was like, "No, I don't think so." And someone else was like, looked at it and they're like, "Dude, you need to lance that. That looks pretty rough. It'll feel better once you lance it." And I was stupid, and I was like, "Okay, so let's do it." We're in the back office. So she gets out a safety pin, and she's smoking, and she takes her lighter and she's like lighting it and, like sanitizing the pen with flame. Like, this is going to hurt, but probably going to feel better in a minute. And at this point, I feel like it was a really bad decision. Everything so far, like, what are you doing? She took the pen
while she's smoking.
Well, yeah, cigarette hanging out of her mouth, stuck it in under the fingernail and pushed. Like on the side. She got in under the, like where you get like little hangnails, pushed, popped, and pushed it in. Instantly, a blob of green gunk came out like the size of a pea on my fingernail, and that's what color it was too. And it instantly felt completely cured, fine, healed. Like it was, the pressure was gone. So yeah, I'm pretty much Rambo. So then I cinched it up myself, stitched it, and went back to waiting tables.
So you're a Green Beret, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, here's your salad. If you didn't notice, there's stitches all over my hand. I just did that in the back. I'm really dedicated to my job. He is here, yes. All you have to do is say his name. He's like Batman when it comes to information. Tommy. Somebody needs me. I have to go. Somebody needs me on the internet.
Oh my God. That's when you know you live in a third world country, huh? What up, Stella?
What's up, Bryce?
Oh, God, I can't believe you let her do that.
Seemed like a good idea at the time. You're just joining us. Anthony's responding to the time I had my finger lanced in the back of a restaurant when I was 19 with a safety pin and a lighter. And just for it did work actually. So
While your manager's smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
And the kicker is you went and waited tables and dragged that nasty thing through the restaurant.
I washed it many times because it kept oozing.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you touched everything with one hand. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my left hand. Got a lot of pus on my right hand, guys.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm not going to forget that story.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. Tommy has an if this, then that applet running, and anytime the name Tommy goes across the internet, he's there. What's going on?
Someone set up the Tommy bat signal. Surprise. Yeah, I think it's funny that
that's why I haven't felt good for 30 years.
You saw her lighting it. You thought that she was lighting it to sanitize it, but she was just lighting it so it would heat up, so it would burn through your skin. And you're like, oh, she's just trying to take care of me.
She's just lighting a cig.
She's lighting a cig above it too.
Then she took the cigarette out of her mouth and stuck it right on the hole to cauterize it when we were done. That ought to do it.
Got you.
Get back to work.
You're fine. My God. That's just from a hangnail. Oh my God.
See, hangnails can be a big deal, you know?
It reminds me of the one time, you remember the flashing that goes on roofs, like in the corners? They'll have like the metal flashing.
Mm-hmm.
I worked at a lumber yard when I was 19, 18, and he had them put in this one area. Well, it didn't fit. It didn't really fit. So you had to like bend it in and then push it back. Bend it in and then push it back.
Huh.
Well, one day.
Oh, this is going to go.
Yeah, one day it just bent where it wanted to go, and it just went like that to my hand, and a chunk of my skin went out and went and then landed back on my hand. I was like, huh? It happened so fast. And I looked at it, and I could see down almost to the bone. I'm like, well, it's not even bleeding. And then right when I said the thought that, it goes, boom, it just poured everywhere. I was like, oh, my God. That was terrible. Oh, my God. I still have a scar from it. Sheet metal, yeah. Sheet metal's awful. I don't even – you should have been wearing gloves. When you're 19, you're not too smart. Yeah, when you're 45, you're not too smart.
You remember that time – I don't want to say his name or either name, but there was somebody who in art class – was messing with me. He was an upperclassman. He was picking on me, and he was like acting like he was going to stab me with a pin. And I stuck my hand up, and the pin went under my fingernail all the way back to the cuticle. And I was like, and then Mr. Hicks come over. He's like, Gardner, quit messing around. And I was like, dude, he just stuck a pin under my fingernail up to the cuticle. And he's like, just quit jacking around, okay? Like,
good job, Gardner.
There's blood running down my finger, and that's my life.
Quit interrupting class again, Jason.
Yeah, I'm trying to teach you how to do this abstract painting with squares. Okay. Sorry, I'm just over here getting my hand stabbed. Can I just move? No, there's assigned seats. Okay.
Jason, stop getting stabbed. We're sick of
sitting next to this psycho forever. Awesome. He has nothing better to do but sit here and torture me. So then fast forward, and it was like 5 years ago, I was at Sam's Club, and I walked in, and I was like, dude, that is him selling cell phones out of a booth. And I was like, I may just go over here and like talk to him for like 2 hours about a phone and then not buy one. And then I went over and started talking to him, and the first name checked out. It was the same, and it looked like him. And I went over and just started talking to him. Turns out it was a different guy that was younger than us. And I was like, all right, good to see you, man. Later. Which, I'm not vindictive, but that guy, I probably would have messed with him. I'm never vindictive, but if it was that guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, just sign here on the dotted line and we're done. You know what? I'm going to think about it.
I'm gonna go home and see how much money I have in my bank account.
I'm going to see how much this is really going to cost me. How much is it with tax? Can you figure that up for me? Yeah.
Yeah, so was ours. Man, I've always loved wood shop stuff, but
How
I get
ridiculous is
scared
it
of
seriously that our shop teacher did have a missing finger? I mean, you can't make that up. You literally can't. I mean, 'cause even Dave Ramsey always says he's always talking about like, if you listen to a money manager that has no money or an exercise person that's overweight, and he says it's like having a shop teacher with no fingers, and it's like, yep, had it.
yeah. Safety, guys. Safety first.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
How
like
how
it's like the
hypocritical was
YouTubers
that
that
like
talk.
in class when he's like yelling at everyone to be careful and then saws his finger off like doing a demonstration? Okay, keep working on your birdhouses. I got to run to the ER real quick. See if they can put this back on.
6 P's. Even though we should have had more lessons with shop than anything, honestly. You could actually we could have utilized that after school.
Yeah, we could be building birdhouses right now and selling them on eBay.
Exactly.
Sick of it.
Paperweights with flowers in them. I mean, I can make a business out of that.
My mom still has that clock that I cut the thing out of a magazine and burned it and kind of lacquered it to a piece of wood that I sanded. And there's a
clock on it. I have one somewhere. I don't know where it's at. It's lacquer we put on it. Like, yeah, we're gonna have to do another couple coats. Like, it was like so thick of lacquer.
Really thinking about it, maybe we just didn't go long enough, but why wasn't there like classes about how to like fix crap on your house? We learned how to make like paperweights and clocks, and I don't even remember what else. But yeah, literally the stuff that no one ever needs anymore. You don't even need a clock anymore. They're all, I mean, who has clocks now? They're just for decoration almost. They're just on everything. You know what we need in here? A big clock with a battery. It'll obviously
burn the edges, make it look really old.
Clock's battery will slowly fade and then it'll be wrong instantly. Or I could just look at every electronic device and it has the time that's sent from the internet, and it knows what time it is when I don't. Even when it's the daylight savings times changes, and it's like, oh, the stove changed. Oh, that's today. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny how things get just obsolete so quick. Did you see Will Smith is not going to do he's taking himself out of the Oscars now. So he's
because he wasn't going to get invited back, so he's choosing not to. That's like quitting before you get fired, right?
It's like what's his face? Neil Young talking about how he's going to pull all of his music from Spotify. Like a year ago, all the artists were talking about how Spotify screws everybody and they don't get any money off of Spotify. But now all of a sudden they're using it as leverage. Like, you guys are complaining how Spotify doesn't give you any money, and then you're going to take that little money away. Like, you're so.
Hey, this is off topic, but it kind of freaked me out. Zoom in on that. Can you see that?
Oh.
Other way. Your other left. Your other left.
Really don't.
Can you see it? Can you just see it? It's in my view, it's reflecting off of I've got a fireplace thing on my TV and it's reflecting it, so it looks like it's a flame.
It looks like a candle or something.
But it's actually a picture. I was just sitting here looking at it and I was like thinking, like, what is that?
Why is it moving?
Oh, right.
That is cool. Yeah, it's supposed to go mow today, but it's rained all morning, so I hate this time of year. It sucks.
It'd be nice, and you just get to sit on your jammies when it's rainy.
Yeah, I sit around my jammies when it's not raining.
I have to go just work in the rain,
I just can't. I'm just looking for those, the fitted pajamas. I can't find any of those anymore.
Hoodies? Maybe try Amazon.
I need to look. I want the old school ones with like Superman on the front, where it zips from the crotch up.
Go to eBay and search for furry outfit. You might find
Ooh.
something you can wear with your hot chalky.
Hot chalky. I had
Admit, sitting around in a pajamas with footies, with like, and drinking hot chocolate while I'm watching a movie. That might actually be pretty awesome,
I agree.
especially if it was snowing and I had nothing to do. I feel 5.
Put your finger in your mouth. I want to watch cartoons.
I had a thought the other day, and I don't know if I already said this, but the other day I went in and told daughter I was leaving for work, and she didn't have school. She was sleeping in, and I went in and her covers were moved off, and I moved her covers onto her. Did I already tell you this?
Huh.
I moved her covers onto her, and then I walked off, and she was kind of like, kind of like that. And I was thinking, as an adult, you don't ever get that level of like service ever again once you're over like a certain age, and it never happens again. No one ever does that for you again. And it's
True.
the ultimate feeling of like, this person really cares about me, because you're completely unconscious, and they're like, and you're like, I'm wondering if they're cold. I better cover them up, and I'm going to be going outside where it's cold. You know what I mean? It's kind of an interesting little thing that we all do to our kids and don't really think about it.
It's a good
But as an
point.
adult,
I think it's because
you never feel that level of like service, customer service to your person ever again.
makes sense. It's just kind of, it is funny how like at 18 you're like, see ya. Good luck with everything. I know that's how my parents were pretty much. Maybe it's just firstborn. I don't know. I don't blame him. Shoot, I mean, as much, looking back on things and how much my parents sacrificed. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they. When I turned 18, I would have been the same way. Like, good luck. See ya. We've done enough.
Yeah. Well, your childhood's over. You must go now. No, I thought I'd just stay here for like another week or something. Well, we changed the locks, so kind of got to go.
It's already too late. We already told the cops to ticket your car in front of our house, so I wouldn't try it.
Looking back, I just like straight up burned out. I just left and never, like, I don't know why I wanted out of there so bad. Like, my parents were super cool to me. I mean, it's a neat little town. We had a nice house. It's like, I should have just went and got a job somewhere and just worked for like a year. I really didn't know what I wanted to do, but I just was like gone.
Yeah, but I mean, we were so stupid that first year. It would have been terrible at a job too.
That's true.
We would have just ruined that.
Yeah. Or I would
understand
just
why we
got a crappy job and just
may have got stuck there. I mean, shoot, I almost felt like I was getting stuck there. And when I was 21, thank God I moved down here. I mean, I'd probably still be there.
I'm always kind of torn though. I always thought the little town was cool. There's not much to do there, which sucks.
Yeah. I still think it's cool, but when you go back, you're like,
so what do you guys do?
Where is everybody? They're at home. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like here, you're like, oh, it's noon. Crap, it's kind of hard to fight the traffic,
Yeah.
And Marceline, you're just like, traffic? What? What's up,
Morning, Glenn?
How you doing? I had 3 offers yesterday. It was $605 for each of my 45s. I was like, what is this? I'm like, usually I don't do that. That's kind of cheap. But I saw it was Courtney Lucas from Marceline.
Oh, that's cool.
She told me she was going to. Mm-hmm. And so I accepted them all. And so I'm sending her out 3 45s. I threw her an extra one in there too. I have like 15 Taylor Dane. I'll be your shelter 45. So I sent her one. It's a good song anyway, but
I was actually thinking of Heather Courtney when you said that, not Courtney Lucas.
Yeah, Courtney Lucas.
2 people with 2 first names that were a year younger than us. It's easy to confuse that.
That's true. But I thought it was kind of cool that, someone I knew 25 years ago buying off eBay from me, Yeah, I understand that. The only people I liked from my high school were the people in my class. All the other ones, I never want to see them again. Really.
You didn't like anybody in the class below us?
What about '93? Yeah. Yeah, I liked a couple guys, like Richard and Colbert, I guess.
I liked a bunch of people from that class, and I would definitely like even though some of them, I don't know, whatever, but I would still like to see. I still like to see people like that. I don't
Hunter
know
and
if
Flo and Edgar, I guess.
yeah, I was going to say there was a bunch of guys that we all hung out with. Matter of fact, I feel like we hung out with more people from that class than we did our own. We've always said that, especially the girls too.
That's probably true.
Yeah,
We did go back for their 20-year reunion.
yeah, which was pretty epic, actually.
Yeah, for both of us. Kind of the same thing in a weird way. Ironically, probably one of the last times I go to Marceline.
It's still fun to see people though, even for whatever. It's just fun to see them, I think.
Yeah.
But there always is that lull where after you tell all the stories and you're like,
now what?
so I'm gonna go get a beer, or or you kind of just think, do I really want to go any further and like ask a bunch of stuff, or is this good? Are we good? All right.
Yeah.
We good here?
It is weird seeing people like, how do you start talking to someone you haven't seen in 20 years?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, remember that time we got in a fight in grade school? Huh? Yeah.
The time I put the glue in your hair? Yeah, it was good times.
Remember that time I cut off your sideburns and laughed about it?
Oh, God.
Okay, so I wanted to read this. Since we're talking about high school and stuff, somebody posted I won't say their names just in case they get mad at me, but somebody from our class posted a meme, and it says, while in high school, did you ever see a teacher cuss or hit a student?
Oh, crap.
And there's like a ton of comments in here from everybody. Let me see if I find this. She posted, so I said, I can remember Cotton getting a little choppy quite a few times, and Mr. Brackey stuffed me in a trash can once. And then she says, somebody said something about Mr. Patton throwing the cue ball through the wall. And I was like, and I went in and commented, and I said, yeah, I was there for that one. And then somebody said, yeah, he had this was a total setup just for me. And it said, hey, he had those A/B tests. How did that work out for some of you? And I was like, so I commented on it, and I was like, yeah, I found out about the A/B test the hard way after I hadn't studied at all for a quiz, and no, it did not go well for me. And she was like, yeah, I thought that was you. I wasn't going to say anything. And then she was like, and then somebody else says, I don't think it was who it was, but they said, who was it that was sitting next to you? And I was like, yeah, it was Stacy, class president. Was she the president of the class, or was she?
Yeah.
She was on the.
Well, at that, I don't know.
She was something. She was one of the class leaders. And I said it was Stacy, and I was like, yeah, I was such an idiot back then. And then somebody else said, oh, I thought it was Stephanie. And then Stacy hops in, and she goes, yeah, I knew it was me. I was just waiting to see if you were going to tell the truth.
I got to tell the truth.
And she said, I was just waiting to see if you were going to say anything. And I was sitting there thinking, oh, my God, like literally everybody's probably reading this, and I look like such an idiot. But I thought it was funny. And then I said, yeah, not one of my finest moments, but I kind of actually blame you because you were in class leadership, and I feel like you should have reminded me before the quiz that there were A/B quizzes. But I said it was a long time ago. I forgive you.
You couldn't have pointed to the A and the B to me? Come on.
She's like, hey, sucks having these A/B quizzes, right? And I'm like, what?
What's funny is because, like, how many times did you cheat in high school? Like, maybe 5 times? You didn't cheat. It wasn't like something you did. The one time you do it, it's on an A/B where you got 100% wrong.
Yeah. I literally, it was funny because it's like, that was me. I never did that. I never cheated. And that one time I was like, dude, I don't know any of these. And I was sitting there, I was like, and her quiz was like this far from mine. And I was like,
yeah.
And I think I wrote down 5 or 6 answers, and they were the same. And then Patton pulled me into the office like I don't know if it was that day or the next day. He's like, hey, What's up, bud? He's like, nothing. He's like, did we have AB quizzes? And I remember it hadn't even registered yet, and I was like, what? He's like, he puts them out, and he's like, and I think Tiemann was in there too, and they were giving me the good cop, bad cop. For some reason they always worked together when I got in trouble. They were always in there together, like messing with me.
Yep.
And he's like, yeah, it's pretty funny how your answers look almost exactly the same as Stacy's, but she has a whole different quiz than you. I was like, oh no.
Maybe I'm not stupid, okay?
I'm just really bad at answering questions. And I think that's what I said. And I just completely was like,
I don't know.
I guess I just guessed because I didn't study.
Maybe she copied off of me. Have you
The
thought
good
of
news
that?
was I didn't copy the whole test. It was just like one section or something. Anyway, it still didn't go
Can you
well.
ask Stacy to please stop copying off me? I'd appreciate it.
Maybe she copied off me and hers just turned out to be right and mine was wrong.
She actually nudged me, and I thought that's what she wanted me to take those answers.
I studied. There you go.
Oh God, Tiemann. And that's so funny that I saw Tiemann like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Because I hated that guy back in high school.
Remember the time Jeff poured like some kind of chemical all over my new Chiefs shirt, and I was freaking out about it. And he made me go sit in the office, and it was like, and they were like monologuing as I was sitting. They both walked in, and the bell rang, and it was after the class, and they were both like, "It's like we got a little troublemaker here, huh? Huh?" I'm like, yeah, I think so. I think he's got a little problem. I was like, what is going on? Like they were working together.
It's your typical situation for you. You get bullied and you get in trouble for it.
Yeah.
Little troublemaker. He was throwing acid on me.
Yeah, he put some chemical and ruined my sweatshirt, and you probably deserved it.
You shouldn't wear red.
Yeah. Huh? That's what you get for wearing a new shirt, bud.
People don't like Richies. We're kind of poor around here. We're showing off.
That's funny.
It was funny how everybody in Marcelino, everybody hated people that had money. Since we only know one person that had money, we all hated that one person.
Yeah.
Walsworth. We were all poor. Didn't even understand how poor we were.
I didn't know I was poor or not. I don't think we weren't really poor.
You were, but you were most of your life until that last 3 or 4 years of high school.
Mm-hmm. Well, my parents just, when I was younger, they really were like living off the land, and it was like the currency wasn't really like material things. It was more like they just had all the resources they needed on the farm. So it was like when I decided I wanted a pair of Nike Airs, they were like, "We can't afford that." And I was, "What do you mean? Just write a check." And I remember saying that to I could never understand why my dad would not buy me a 4-wheeler. I was like, "Dude, just write a check. I see you writing checks for stuff. Just write a check for it." I remember being significantly annoyed, like they were just torturing me. It's like, I know he could just write a check for it.
Right.
I didn't understand the whole concept of the checkbook actually took money out of your account. When he explained it, I was like, oh.
Guess I'm not getting work for it. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was lucky. My parents, we were so poor. We were poorer than most of the people in my school, but they made sure I always had the best shoes that they could buy. And people got mad at me because I had the Bo Jackson cross trainers and no one else in the school did. And they thought that I was they probably thought I was a spoiled kid. But that was the only thing I got,
I remember you had those, they were white Nikes, and they were either blue or green tongue on them that was like lime, like a neon blue or green, and they were super cool. That's what I wanted. Because I remember looking at it, we were sitting in Miss Kavanaugh's English class. You had just got them, and I was like, dude, I want some of those.
But I was always working out and running and doing things, so they knew that I needed more than most kids. So
they knew about me because you're an athlete. Is that it?
That's what I'm going with. Yes.
Kind of sketchy.
But my mom was smart. She was like, "Well, I can buy you 3 pair of Walmart shoes, which actually cost more than those Nikes, and the Nikes will last longer than all 3 of those shoes." I'm like, I love you. Thank you for understanding that, because it was true. Everybody else had pro wings that were destroyed within three weeks.
Pro wings.
Pro wings with the Velcro, right?
Velcro at the top. Yeah. I
Yep.
had a pair of black ones.
Velcro. It is funny that we talked about that before. Like how, you know, our cell phones quadruple in technology every year, but we're still wearing shoelaces, the same things we had in like the 1800s. Like we haven't
Yeah.
come up with anything better than shoelaces. Come on,
Yeah.
like really? Can we work on it?
It is a good point. And I feel the same way about there's a lot of stuff like that. Like, yes, the internet's just in the air now. It's just everywhere. You can just send it to a phone, whatever. We can go to the moon. We can send giant telescopes into space. But like if you have to go take a dump at a gas station, it's like the worst experience ever. Like the stall, people can see through the stall, people can see under the stall. It's disgusting. The toilet paper roll never works, and the toilet paper is like this wide and made out of rice paper, and it's like I don't understand why. Or
Well, I think it's because those places don't want you to use it. They're intentionally making it so bad that you're like, I don't want to go in there.
like the roll is this wide, but it's like this big around and weighs like 50 pounds. So when you pull on it, it breaks every square. I don't understand. Like it's awful. I just want to carry a big bag around my own toilet paper in it. Not like I actually go that much in public. I'm just saying when you do it.
Yeah, I try to avoid that,
But shoelaces are good too. That's something that's interesting. Like they tried Velcro and they were like, it's pretty much just the same. It's whatever. It's not really any better either way.
Or like on the same thing is like, I can't smell anymore, but every once in a while I get whiffs. And when I go to the gym, every time I walk into the locker room, it's just awful, most awful whiff. I'm like, oh God, and all I can think about is like, you think by now they would have something for these gyms, locker rooms, to pull the air out or make it smell better. Like we can't make it smell better. Like seriously.
Well, that's the good news about coronavirus. It makes it so you can't smell anymore, so you don't have to. Problem solved. You ever heard of outside the box thinking, Anthony?
Yeah, good point.
Instead of having to make everything smell better, they just make it so you can't smell anything.
Yeah. Save the company some money. Makes sense.
Just drink after me right here. It'll all be fine.
They're going to start making food for people like us. Like you can pay less. It doesn't even taste like anything. It's just porridge.
Just like a paste that has protein in it. It's like a ground up meat and protein powder. You only need 8 ounces of it 3 times a day and no more. Sweet.
I just eat 2 servings of goop every day. Good to go.
I'd be okay with that, actually. So simple. Like I could save so much time. I wouldn't even need a kitchen anymore. Does it taste like coffee? It's called the morning one tastes like coffee.
Just put caffeine in everything I eat. It won't matter. Then I'll be fine.
They're all laced with protein and caffeine. Like you can snort it too. So
you can take it in any way you want.
Any way you want to get it in your body, it works. Cool. Remember that? Did you ever see the movie WALL-E?
No.
So in that movie, they're in the future and they're trapped on like a ship, and all the people there are like, they sit in these little floating chairs and they have a screen in front of them and they're just watching entertainment constantly, and they're floating in these chairs like on a track inside this giant ship, and they all have these Slurpees, and in the Slurpees is like everything that they would need for their body to be sustained, but they never move. So they all look like a baby, their body. They're like overweight and their arms are just like blobs and they're like floating, and they really can't function outside of the chair. And once they're in the chair, but this movie came out like quite a while ago, but it's kind of funny because, and I know I've said this to you before, but it's almost like our society now. We are all walking around drinking coffees and protein shakes and staring at our phones. But if you watch that movie, it's kind of the case.
Well, then you got a lot of, there's a lot of scientists and physicists and people that really think there is a simulation. Like they're starting to get to the point where they can almost see that we're in a simulation. And that's how it would be. It would be a place that our actual where we lived was so bad and so awful that you would want to escape it, and you would want to be put here and not know that you're escaping another world in a weird way. It's like,
Isn't
so
that
in a weird way,
interesting?
it's kind of
So if that's the case, the simulation we're in, this is actually like good.
better,
This is paradise.
which
This
is
like,
sad.
this is what we wanted.
It's better.
Like this is the Matrix. But also, like you say, this could be heaven or hell. It's whatever you make it, for sure.
I think it was even Einstein that says that. It's like, that's the first question you have to ask yourself is the world against you or with you? Because whichever way you think of it is going to completely change how you look at how life is going to treat you and how you're going to look at life. Like, that's a good point. There's been times in my life where I felt like that. And when you don't, it seems like you're getting more. But when you think the world's against you, you get all the things against you. You know what I mean? It's like you're wishing it upon yourself. That's funny. I need to go back, and I don't get on Facebook anymore, but I need to go back and look at some of those comments. I bet there's some good comments about the teachers, and wasn't it Cotton that picked up David Edwards, like threw him down the stairs?
I don't remember.
I think that's what he told people.
Yeah, I don't remember. But
no one really believed him either. So
yeah, I don't know. I do remember him like picking on people and stuff, and I remember him getting into a fight with somebody one time in home ec. That was pretty awesome. One of the most epic stories ever.
I don't remember that.
You weren't there.
Yeah.
It was
he used to spank me every day. He used to spank me every day when he was substitute teaching. He's like, I know your mom. I'm like, okay. He's like, come here. I'm like, what? He's like, get over my knee. I'm like, what? What? Spank me in front of the class just to embarrass me. I'm like, oh, God.
Isn't it funny? Because for some reason back then it was almost like a rite of passage, and it was kind of funny because we knew he wasn't really beating the crap out of you because we all knew who he was and what was up. But I mean, if you did that now, you'd go to jail and be all over the internet instantly.
Well, he didn't spank me hard, but it was still just so like, really, like half the girls I wanted to date in the class, I'm getting spanked in front of everybody in 6th grade. Like,
they thought it was cool. Anthony's so popular, the teacher spanks him.
Yeah, sure, that's what they were thinking.
I remember. Do you remember when we first got into middle school? We went to like study hall in the big library, in the high school library, and it was huge. And lucky for me, my study hall, Cotton was the teacher. He was like whatever you call it, the person that's in there sitting at the big desk.
Yep.
And I sat at a table with Reed, Valley Meissen, and Jen Hazen. And Reed was talking to Valley Meissen, and Cotton come over there, with his hat sitting way up on top of his head, walked real slow, walked over there, and he walks over and like punched me in the arm, like super hard. I was like, what is going on right now? Like, what? Shut up over here. He wouldn't let anybody talk. It was awful.
And I can see Reed. He was just constantly trying to get
like
Valley to come home with him.
Yeah, his voice was so low. Remember how low his voice was?
He was the weirdest.
I am so jealous of his voice, kind of.
Yeah, he's one of those guys you're like expected to see like in the movies because he was so weird, unique, I guess. Because he was like my height, but he had like voice like he was 7 foot tall. I don't remember what he did.
He was a good football player, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was good.
Because he was like way upperclassman when we were in middle school, right?
Yeah, he was good, but our teams were so good. I think if I remember right, he played like safety and like wing back, so because he wasn't that big.
You can see him being the guy that had like the cool helmet and all the cool like accessories, like all his fingers taped and like the like really fancy gloves.
Yeah.
But then he was also probably the guy that would like fly through the air, catch the ball, and like be like an amazing catch or something. It's like,
yeah. I remember one time in high school when our team was so good, like 89, and they were doing a kickoff, and this, it was 89. And I don't know if our kickoff guy was that good or not, but I'll never forget Blake Cagle. He was small guy, but he was so fast.
Mm-hmm.
And on a kickoff, he met the guy at the same time he caught the ball on a kickoff and just crushed him. I was like, what the heck?
Wow.
That's what I knew. I was like, we're pretty good. How is that even possible?
Got that. Blake was actually a really good football player, wasn't he? Was
Yeah.
he a running back and like a?
I can't remember. He just kind of did a little bit of anything.
Remember, he wasn't that tall, but he was like super athletic, right?
Yeah. We just had so many great athletes back in the day. I mean,
it is funny. I remember thinking those guys when I was, and they were, but I remember just thinking they were like giants, like ogres. You know, I didn't want to mess with them at all.
They kind of were. I mean, those upperclassmen, there were so many big guys. When we got to us, I was a freaking guard, you know?
Yeah.
But like 4 years before us, the guards were like 250 pounds. I weighed like 205 with all my shit on.
Yeah. Those guys were gigantic. Good thing most or a bunch of those guys weren't like huge a-holes, because some of them were actually pretty cool. Like the guys that we're actually both thinking about, they were actually pretty decent humans. They weren't like beating the crap out of us, because they were big dudes.
Like Ron Florine and Jason Sportsman.
Yeah, those are the guys I was actually thinking of. Ron Florine,
Kevin Wilson.
Kevin, I don't remember.
Animal. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
He's the guy you're lined up against. You're like, I don't want to hit this guy. Do I have to hit this guy?
Yeah, you're like in practice, should I be here? Because I feel like I'm going to die in like 10 seconds. Kyle wants to talk about eBay. It's true. We have talked about high school for like an hour. So
eBay, huh? Had 11 sales yesterday.
I have something from it. Let me see if I can find it here. Okay. I've got a post from it. With Nintendo shutting the 3DS and Wii U eShop next year, the value of consoles loaded with games will skyrocket in price, so they're pretty safe investment.
Well, that's a good little tidbit there, bub.
Yeah, I think that little nugget is enough for the whole hour. So
now that's a real bolo.
Yeah.
A bolo before it happens. Nice. I hate freaking bolos. That's something now that I've learned over time. Like, bolos are just for those people that aren't resellers yet, that are trying to start off, and I don't know. I think they're just lying to a lot of people, because you're rarely going to find those bolos. I mean,
Harry, you want me to read that post again on the Nintendo thing I just did? Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah.
All right, let me find it. With Nintendo shutting the 3DS and Wii U eShop next year, the value of consoles loaded with games will skyrocket in price, so they're a pretty safe investment. So I guess Nintendo's shutting down their internet download stuff for games. So I don't know. I guess whatever the consoles have on them will be the only place you can get them at some point.
Yeah, because I know at one time they were letting you download, and so it was kind of hurting the resell stuff. So that's cool.
So that might mean any type of gaming stuff that's Nintendo. I mean, not that it's not already a good grab, but going forward, it might be even better.
But I mean, I'm sure everybody else has noticed too. Like my gaming stuff, like it's because like everybody that wanted it bought it during the pandemic, and so now there's just like no demand for it all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
So I rarely sell. I've got a whole tote full of video games that just aren't selling. I'm thinking about taking them to the flea market booth and just selling them there for cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Because the one thing that's really sold is my old Nintendo stuff, the 64 and the NES and stuff like that. Any of the CD games just don't really.
I feel like even though I'm kind of surprised people still aren't buying them, because even though you can get them online and download them, they're still way more expensive than like if you buy them on eBay, right?
Yeah, it's just only a collector's going to buy them, because the video games are so much better now. Like you're not getting it really to play it. You're getting it to go, hey, that's kind of cool. Kind of like your origins story. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. So I just don't think there's as much as demand. And then the Nintendo, the Super Mario stuff's just going to keep selling because that's a collector's.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's kind of like baseball cards, you know. They went freaking all the sports cards went so high in 2020 and
Mm-hmm.
just broke everything. They screwed up PSA, they screwed up the BGS. It kind of sucks for like the long collector like me that it just kind of screwed up the whole business. And then now there's like very little demand. Although I had 5 baseball card sales yesterday, so
Mm-hmm.
baseball cards or baseball is coming back around, so those sales are going back up again. So that's nice. But in general, just people ran away because it got too blown up. Gary Vee
Mm-hmm.
went out there and freaking blew it up, and oh well, that's how it goes.
Well,
Gamers are cheap and picky. Yeah, I am too. Yeah, I can't wait to see that video. When you putting it up? Is Harry going live tonight? He went live Thursday, but it's kind of weird. He had a day off. I usually don't send out stuff on Friday. I usually just wait for the whole weekend. But I've got 11 sales, so I actually got them up and done and get them out of here. You're going live tomorrow, huh? Oh, you're putting a video out tomorrow. Gotcha. What are you doing the rest of the day?
I'm going down to Kansas City, going out for some dinner, and then going to the Green Lady for some jazz. I'm not going out with the Green
Rough
Lady.
life.
I'm going to the Green. Yeah. This is the
Must be
simulation
nice.
setup.
It does. I told that to what?
I saw a post. I wanted to read this too. Cannabis bill passed the House, 220 to 204. Do you see that?
Are you talking about the new reselling bill?
Cannabis bill.
Oh, I knew they were talking about it. I knew they were getting ready to. Did that actually pass?
Mm-hmm.
It
Part
actually
of it
passed.
did. It says just a few minutes ago, the bill passed the House 220 to 204 with 3 Republicans joining all but 2 Democrats. The measure now goes to the Senate, where Majority Leader Charles Sumner is working with fellow Democrats to introduce a marijuana legalization bill as soon as the spring. But it's not clear a bill to broadly legalize marijuana could clear necessary 60 votes to advance in the Senate. So
That could be interesting. If it's anything like here, you know, it's just like one of those things you kind of. When I was a kid, I always wanted it to happen, and then now it's like I don't want the. When the government gets a hold of it, they're going to screw up anything anyway. So it's like,
yeah.
you might think it's going to be good, but I doubt it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I would like it to be, but like here, you know, I have a dispensary right across the street. You never see anybody there because it's so expensive because all the taxes and stuff. No one's gonna. You're just gonna go to where they've always got it before.
It is crazy expensive. I remember I went in and was looking at one in
So I'm sure
Breckenridge.
that's how it's gonna be.
They had little bags of like chocolate edibles and stuff for like $30 and $40. Whoa. Get it though.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, who knows? We'll see what happens, but I'm guessing it's just not going to go real well. Never does. Well,
yeah.
I got to go mail off some stuff, so you got to go get your jazz.
Yeah.
You love your jazz.
Jason's jazzy.
I got some. I got some. I was gonna tell you that. I love. you can. Everybody always looks about sourcing and Goodwill and yard sales and stuff. All you need to do is go eBay to eBay. If you just know a certain genre, you can buy stuff on eBay and just resell it back on eBay pretty easily. And that's what I do a lot of times with sports cards, first off, and then now I do it with 45s. But the other day I was looking through 45s and they had a lot of Guns N' Roses. It was Guns N' Roses, Welcome to the Jungle, and on the other side was Mr. Brownstone.
Mm-hmm.
God, there was 3 45s altogether, and I paid $15 for them,
Mm-hmm.
and those would be keepers
Hmm.
because you just never see those. So
Right.
That's what sucks about knowing a genre. You start collecting stuff because you know that it's super rare, like that Pearl Jam Jeremy that I got has Alive on the other side. Like, yeah, I'll never find that again.
That's pretty good.
or it'll be really rare. So
Mm-hmm. We did that too.
Yeah, I need to give you that record solution too, so you can clean your records. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's unbelievable. Like there'll be no pops. They look like they're because like the stuff I use is you put it in your dishwasher to keep it from having spots. It makes the viscosity of the water flatten. You know how to get like droplets, and you'll get like droplet rings.
Yeah.
So it's a product you add, and it actually makes the plastic shinier too. And so it'll get down in the grooves because if you just use normal water, it won't get down in the grooves very well
Mm-hmm.
because of like the way the viscosity works. So when you add that to it, it actually gets down in there a little easier. But it also polishes the black of it too, so it looks awesome when you're done. It's crazy, honestly. I'll give you that. I need to make a video, honest, too, to show people because at first I was using like a little bit of Dawn, but that Dawn leaves a little bit of haze.
Uh-huh.
Then you have to kind of polish it out.
Oh.
And I've seen some people tell you to use that, and I don't think you need it. But anyways, thanks for coming on. It was fun, like always.
Yeah. Same. What did you say you were doing today?
I was gonna mow, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be possible. So
It's sunny here.
Yeah, it rained all morning, so mowing when it's all wet like this time of year, it's just might as well just wait.
Yeah,
sucks.
But it's sunny and 50 something here. I'm kind of ready to get outside. Might break out some shorts today.
Yeah, I think I might go ask Jenkins to go play some tennis. It's perfect when there's no wind like this and sunny.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
See you, Kyle. You guys have a good day.
Later,
Thanks
Kyle.
for joining. See y'all.
Bye, Harry. Later, Jason.